am live for my TikTokers. Good morning. This is Metaphysical Meanderings.
All right, here we go. Playing in.
Go ahead.
Welcome to Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. Lana has been a practicing psychic for over 25 years, has the gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience. She's an empath, a medium, as well as a pet communicator and health advisor. She's pretty much the bee's knees, as they say. She just got back from a trip to Salem, so we've got messages from Salem today. Lana, welcome in.
Hi guys. I remember I was going to be in the. You guys didn't know I usually travel into the podcast station, and All right, so this is what happened. So Thursday morning, we were like, well, we're going to leave. We'll take a 2-day trip, come back, right? We don't have to. Well, we're driving, and it's 6 a.m. It hits noon, and I felt fine. I'm not gonna admit how fast I was driving, but anyway, because it was really fast. I got back 3 hours sooner, so that you figure that out. Anyway, and as we're driving, I hit around Ohio, Kit. Now because you're in Chicago. Yeah. It said 257 miles to the Dan Ryan. And I go, oh, geez, just drive, Dan. So we got back at 11 o'clock at night. And so it was, and that was stopping, eating, getting gas. And so you figure out that was 16 hours. It's an 17 and a half hour trip. And I did it in about 14. So anyway, but I was tired. It was called kind of a jet lag, right? Oh, anyway, yeah. So I didn't do anything. I didn't even tape yesterday. And people are already hitting me up already for readings. Now I'm going to tell you really fast. I save, if you are one of my regulars, and now you guys know what I mean by that. Like, I know you well. The reading isn't as hard for me. I don't have to use so much energy because I know you and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And so I save us a Wednesday open. So if you are interested and you know who you are, I've got probably 1,000 people that are my people that I know really well. I can fit you in. I save it open. So anyway, because some people are like, oh my God, you've got your book 6 weeks to 8 weeks out. I am. I do have about 3 or 4 openings that you guys don't know about. Hi from Australia. So what I do is go to Divergent Heart or hit me up in my email, myenchantedSky.com, in my website, and you can ask, hey, do you got any openings? What happens is you get put on a cancellation list. Every once in a while, I get 2 or 3 cancellations. Remember, I've got over 150 bookings right now. So I've gotten very popular, I guess you could say, in a way. So I'm booked out about it's actually 8 weeks. Now, things coming up really fast before I'm talking about what I got from Salem, because it was incredible. Anyway, I'm going to be in Greenville, South Carolina, teaching classes. So you're going to end up with spiritual awakenings. You're going to be learning how to use reading objects, the art of reading objects. Let's see what else. I got a lot of classes. And then Jonathan's actually going to teach a class on empaths. He is he's not Wiccan, he's pagan. So it's going to be a big whole week of stuff. Plus we're going to be doing some ghost hunting, and everybody can come with me. So they're looking for about 100 people. And from what I see, it might be more than that. And the classes are cheap. They're like $50 a class. So if you think about it, plus I'm going to be doing gallery readings. Do you know what a gallery reading is?
Yeah, I don't know. You're in a art gallery reading? No, I
No, it's like you got like 30 people in a room. And so I'll just be reading for you. And I never have liked them in the past because I always feel like it's kind of ripping some people off. But I'm going to do 2 of them, and you can come twice. And that way, if you did not get read, you can show up again. See what I'm saying? I'm doing it, trying to be fair. Sure. So anyway, this is what we're doing. I'm going to talk about Salem because when I went, I wasn't even there an hour. And the energy is really good. Now, The only thing that really bothered me is I don't believe in Satan. Okay. I don't believe in the devil. I know you do. I do not. I don't believe he exists. I believe it's, and neither does, the Jewish religion really doesn't believe in Satan, by the way, either. They believe that there's just nothing there, and it's humans that need to be good, and that we make the choices we're making is what creates evil, and that there are evil entities on the other side because they've turned away from the light of God. That's kind of, it's Kabbalistic. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe the same way. Anyway, they had down the street from me the Church of Satan. It bothered me. That really bothered me.
It's bad
I
energy.
know, I'm going to tell you guys something. I know I live in a little bougie little town with a little bougie, and it's Rockton, Illinois. And I'm not going to say any more than that, that there is a cult that goes out in the woods and they sacrifice things. They do bad things to people. I'm not kidding. I know it's true because I know somebody that was scared to death, that slept with a gun under their bed because they were scared to death because they had gotten involved in this. So if anybody, and I'm not saying all people are like this, but I just was really that thing really bothered me. Other than that, the energy was wonderful and very, very eclectic. I don't know if you guys, a lot about Madison, Wisconsin, right, Kent?
Yes, ma'am.
If you guys don't know about Madison, Wisconsin, it's the number one place to live in the country. The energy's unbelievable, very progressive, very artsy, extremely like anything goes, and it felt to me like that. I compared where Salem was to that. Now, Salem is interesting because it's only about a half an hour or so from downtown Boston. Because all the cities were close, whatever. And so next time I go, I'm going to fly into Boston and then just take a car because it's that close. And yeah. Anyway, when I was there, so I'm making a video on this, you guys, because it was cool. Anyway, I was there an hour, walked into a store, and I'm looking around. I'm like, it's haunted. And people are like, well, how do you know it's haunted? Now, if you guys know this, I don't know how I know anything's haunted. I just know that I can hear them and see them. Okay. And anyway, I go in and I look at the woman, and I found out her name's Arlene, which she's on one of my videos because she was so cool. You know how you just hit off with somebody? Two of the people in that store, I just immediately, they actually want me to call the owner and talk to the owner. They're looking for a pet communicator. And like me, cause I'm good with all this kind of thing, he can give me clients, and then I can, you know what I mean? And I can come back and forth a little, which was very interesting, that fast, right? Well, I looked at him and I said to her, well, you've got an old man and a little boy. And the little boy moves stuff around on the shelves at the lower levels. And she goes, oh my God, how did you know that? And I go, because they're telling me. And she's like, she was a Reiki healer, but she wasn't a medium. And she goes, there's stuff being moved around all the time in here at the lower levels, the last couple of shelves of all the things. I said, he's just doing it. He's just playing with you. And I said, and by the way, he says it's cold in here. And she goes, I just turned off the air conditioner. It was too cold in here. And I said, she goes, that was my signal. And see, sometimes when they let you know, I can't be making it up. Do you know what I'm saying? And she goes, yeah, I just turned off the air conditioner not more than 5 minutes ago. And I said, well, I'm just letting you know. Well, that got them interested in me. Sure. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to come back the next day and get a reading too. And I met another lady. And what was so interesting is we completely hit it off. Like, I've got her card. I'm going to come back to Salem. We're going to go out for coffee, all of it. And anyway, her reading was from my mother. Now, my mother does not come through very often, but she says to me, and it was just so interesting, is that she said to me, so was your mother a closet psychic? And I go, yes, she was. She was evangelical Christian, Bible thumping. But she could do all kinds of predictions, and she did them all the time. And I kind of chuckled at her, and then she told me a whole bunch of stuff, and it was very, very interesting. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is I want you guys to see where you're living, see when you take a trip. Now, this is what you do. I'm going to tell you this. Go to astro.com. It's called Ley Lines, Ley, Ley Lines. Now, it has to do with astrology. Okay? So, wherever you're going, you can put dates in. and you will see your ley lines. Now you can get a general ley line. Are you supposed to be where you're supposed to be? So Kent, what I'll do for you is I will help you with yours.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you put your date of your birth, your time, your location, it'll lay lines. So if you go to astro.com, I'm trying to get this on my astrology gumbo. It's just a program. It's real simple, but it works. Now I know how to physically do it with, I'm learning how to physically do it with degrees and stuff, but it's easier just to have a program, right? And it's true. This stuff is true. My mouth was hung open because anyway, the ley lines, you can put a certain date where you're going to be. It'll tell you if you're supposed to be there. Now, for me, I lay my chart, I laid everything out and looked at my general chart. Now, you'll have all these different lines going this way, right? They're going this way. Now, on my general chart where I live, I'm supposed to be exactly where I'm living. Like it's not, and I'm pretty happy here, right? And I've been very successful. My ley line, I have a ley line running right through Taos. Now it is a chaotic ley line. Now, when I was in Taos, I've always loved Taos. It's always been my number one Mecca place. Now these lines change every couple of years, by the way. And I got altitude sickness. I was pretty sick, and I had never had that before when I was there. Yeah. So it was basically telling me I had a chaotic line, which is usually your Mercury, running right through Taos. I shouldn't have been there at that time. Now, here's an interesting thing. When I laid all of my Salem lines from the dates I was there, every single line on the planet went right to Taos like this. And it was like, and if you do get that, it's significant. I also have a very big significant reason to be in Greenville, South Carolina in October. Every single line I have on the globe goes right to Greenville, South Carolina during October. So if you guys don't understand this, lay your ley lines, and Ken, I will help you. Matter of fact, next week, what I'll do is I'll show you the weird. It's weird, you guys. It's weird. It's telling you that it's significant. You're supposed to be there. Okay. All right. So just remember that. All right.
Okay. Take a read at that. There we go. Ida, congratulations.
Oh, congratulations. He's a Leo. I love Leos. Leos and Sagittarius get along. Good. I predicted him. I said a boy, August 9th. Perfect. Beautiful. He is a Leo. Okay. You'll have to send me pictures. Okay, Ida. It's one of my followers. She had a baby. I predicted it.
Yeah, right there.
She'd be early, and she was. Yep. Awesome. Yep. She goes, I already predicted it, Lana. I know. Now, am I always right with, you know what I've noticed? I predict pregnancies all the time, but sometimes I get the sex wrong because I pick up energy. So I'll say, well, that's a boy. Oh, that was a girl. It's probably a tomboy. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a tomboy, so I'm big time tomboy. I like my nails. That's not only really, and I put makeup on because I have to. But I love my football. You know what I mean? I have a temper. I'm like, yeah. But you know what? Well, we're both. You guys understand? Everybody's both. There's always feminine things that I do, and there's male things I do. Kit, you have feminine things you do, and you have male things you do. You're a very good dad. That's considered feminine. You do know that, right?
Yeah.
It's a nurturing thing. See what I'm saying? He's a very good dad. Anyway, my podcast producer. Anyway, so back to Salem, because then I'm going to take questions. Yes, be patient. Yeah. Yes, I'm going to take questions. I went on a night ghost tour.
Cool.
The first night I was there, I'm like, oh, I have to go on this. And so we walked down to the square. The place I stayed wasn't that great. It was clean. It was older.
Yeah.
But it was clean. But it was right within walking distance of everything. Like I think it was 10 blocks to like the main square where the witch memorial was. Anyway, and I'm walking with them, and it was about a mile. It wasn't a long trip or anything. And we're walking, and something got me. Like there was a guy there, and now I'm a medium. I pick up beings, and I did when I was down in New Orleans too. Yeah. This is different. This guy's like So he had one of those old hats on, you know what I mean? He was dressed old, like really old, and he was balding. He'd take his hat, he was balding too. And I'm like, okay, who is this guy? I didn't know. And she's talking about the guy named Giles Corey. And she said, well, yeah, he was, and it's now a parking lot. But they said he was murdered, and he was, if you guys don't know the whole history, he was stoned as a witch. And what they did is they put a board on him, and then they kept laying stones on him until they crushed him to death. And he was in his 80s. Now, what's so weird is that, he was so stubborn. He's like, I'm not a witch. I'm not going to confess I'm a witch. I'm done. I'm not doing this. You're not going to make me do this, which is kind of very commendable. Anyway, so she's like, well, nobody knows where he's buried. And I'm like, he's right there. I even turned to my husband. Now I cheated a little. Now, if you guys don't know who a Divergent Heart is, he's also my assistant. Very, very, very close friend. Anyway, I put him on I put him on so he could hear the whole tour. You can hear the whole tour on my phone. And I was saying to him, but this guy's talking to me. He's right there. They don't know for sure where he's buried. They don't know for sure where he was tortured. And I kept saying, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. I kept saying that to my husband. My husband's like, shut up, just shut up. You know? And I'm like, so I'm thinking that that's really strange. So this is where it gets weirder, because when I went in for my reading, and I really liked this place, and I really appreciate. Now you have to remember, even as a psychic, I am not always psychic for myself, because if we could read for ourselves, we're going to block shit that we have to go through. It's that simple. So we are blocked from stuff. Anyway, I stood there, and I kept it, and I listened to it, and I kept I figured no one's going to listen to me anyway. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I went through the whole thing. I came back the next day, and he's talking to me again, and he says, it's right here. You've got to believe me. It's right here. You can hear me. I know you can hear me. It's right there. And so everybody's trying to get me to like at least write to somebody and say it is there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anyway, so I go to this psychic, and I'm sitting and talking. We're having a good time. And I read for her. She read for me, because I can't help it. Sometimes it just happens. Anyway, and she says, out of the clear blue, and I did not say that I had seen somebody. I thought maybe his name was Giles Corey, but I'm not sure who it is. She had said to me, she pulled a tarot card, and it said family history. And she goes, okay, you're supposed to be here. There's some type of genetic connection to a past life. Now this gets weirder, you guys. I found out that in my background, my great great grandmother was the last name of Foster, because one of my great uncles first name is Foster. And I didn't realize they had named him. Like, if I had a boy, I would have named him Duncan, because, it's my that's how last names become first names, blah, blah, blah. And I think there's a connection, because their Giles Corey, or it was either Giles Corey or Rebecca Nurse, somebody from the Salem witch trials has a family named Foster running through. And so I'm right now trying to figure out if I'm somehow connected to any of this. So which is really, really kind of weird, but I was directed to be there. And like I said, there was a circle on my chart, and I would love to show it to you guys, and I will bring it up next week. And every single ley line goes out this way. And it's just bizarre. So my husband says, he goes, do you think anybody's going to listen? Are you going to email? I'm like, okay, so here's the thing on Salem. And this is what I picked up immediately. I felt it, but I also see it. Now, remember, I'm well educated. I got 2 master's degrees, part of PhD if I ever finish. You know how that goes. I'll get it to that one of these days, because it's all on your own pace. Anyway, there's one school of thought that is very, very into history and thinks that all this psychic and witch stuff is a bunch of crap. Then there's the other side that's really super into this and thinks it's cool and knows that it's real, because it's real. Oh, Gary May says. So I'm at a point where I don't know who I need to approach, but I do need to go back. That's simple.
That's
now,
cool.
I am making a video, by the way, you guys, of all the places I went, the feelings that I got off of certain things. I didn't pick up a lot of hauntings, but I did get a couple of weird feelings out of a couple of places that I stayed. Now, you have to remember also that when I choose to turn it off, I can. Now, I get a lot of people, um, I get a lot of people um, that don't understand that. Now, it takes practice. Now, what bugged me, I think,
You have
mostly about,
27 some years of practicing it, right?
yeah, 25.
Yeah.
Um, I think what mostly bothered me is that, well, I went to Boston. We did Boston. There were so we were squeezed in. I do have to be careful. Now, you guys understand as an empath, you can't handle that many people.
Right.
There's a reason I live in the country. There's a reason that I need my space. I'm an ambivert. If you guys don't know what ambivert, you're very extroverted, but at times you need your space. And that's an ambivert. I'm very much an ambivert. When I've had enough, you will know I have had enough. Because
Uh,
I get nasty. I get, because I've filled up somebody else's energy. And even though I've turned it off, when I'm in a very, very, very large crowd, I have to be very careful. So that part, yeah, I get. So, okay. Anyway, just letting you know, I'm going to be back in Salem. So I got a lot, when I was there, I went live. And what was so interesting, did you know that TikTok, when we're regional, that when you are somewhere in the country, that you will attract all the people around you also on TikTok. And I picked up probably several hundred followers from Boston.
Boston. Nice.
So Boston. Yes, they all had accents. They had the you could see if they were from there. It was just interesting. You knew right away if someone wasn't, now my friend from New York, and she's from upstate New York. By the way, I also went to I went to the falls, the Niagara Falls. And I have a bracelet I wear all the time. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. It's blue. It was just gorgeous. It was a beaded bracelet. It was pretty expensive damn bracelet. And I took off my poncho, and guess what? I lost my bracelet. And I was sick all day. I was sick because I had it. I know it's just an object, but it just really bugged me. And I'll never find it. It's gone now. But anyway, other than that, Niagara Falls was awesome. Hadn't been there before. I found out then later, my husband couldn't find his passport, found out he has a star on his driver's license. He could have went. I was like, I guess another trip, another time, right? Anyway, so just to let you guys know what's going on, so with that said, I know I'll be back. I actually have to call. I was telling Kent that they want me to call the owner of one of the stores that reads there. And their prices are pretty comparable to what I'm.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I was surprised. Anyway, a little more expensive, but man, is it expensive in Massachusetts. Their gas was on sale and it was almost $5 a gallon. I was like, it's $1. I kind of looked at them. Their food to go out to eat was the same, but everything else was much more expensive. So yeah. Yeah. So anyway, those ley lines. I just can't believe those ley lines. You guys have to, and I am going to be teaching that next week. I should be in the podcast station for sure. Okay. But I can't believe it's amazing. If you guys have never had it done, I never knew what anybody was talking about until I started doing research. And when I was in Taos, I learned about them a little bit. Actually, I was going to have my person that led the program was going to do it for me yesterday, and forgot that I'm now Central again and not Eastern, and we missed each other. We kept missing each other because we were an hour off. So we had to make a new appointment. But I'll have to get back to her. So anyway, for anybody that I don't get on here on TikTok or on my YouTube, because I'm also on my YouTube, if you are interested, do go to buymeacoffee.com and ask me a question. Okay. Most people are buying two because it's $10. So, ask me one question or two. Don't ask me 8 questions like one somebody else did. It's no offense to you guys, but pay for a reading, because I don't mean to be pushy, but it takes a lot of energy. I scroll through because there'll be up to 10, 15, 20 questions. Now, on on my TikTok, start sending me roses. You start sending me roses, I pay attention to you. So go ahead and hit, and if you can share this, it causes it to go viral. Now, my metaphysical meanderings, we're gonna try to get it all up to date soon. So we're gonna get it up to date, and you can check the old ones out. Okay. Um, but to let you guys know, if you're interested, when I go live, now here's my new schedule. Sunday after nights at 7, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 8 a.m. because I'm up at, and you know why I started doing that, Kent? What did I do? I went to work. I was still working up until January. And so I'm used to doing it in the mornings. And a lot of times, like, people like to see me in the morning. So, and then I'm doing metaphysical meandering Saturday mornings. And then I'm thinking of still doing Tuesday night. I might drop that. I went to Sunday instead because I noticed that it's a larger following.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so what kind of questions you have? Anything coming across here to ask? Go ahead and start asking your questions. I'm 4 minutes early. Okay.
We do. Graham.
Remember, buymeacoffee.com if you want a little bit longer thing from me. Okay. Go ahead.
Yep. All right. So we've got Graham Cracker. Graham Cracker says, my infant granddaughter is having seizures. I keep praying. Will she be okay soon?
She has a disorder. She has a genetic disorder. They're going to have to tell them to keep looking. They will find it. It's not a very common one. I think it's treatable. Okay. I believe it's treatable. All right. My blessings to you, because my husband has seizures. He has grand mal, and when he has a seizure, it's not good. It's very, very scary because he quits breathing and everything. So I get this. So my heart goes out to you. But I feel like they're going to find it. Okay. And half of the battle is finding it. Okay. What's wrong? Okay. Something to do with taking in of milk, or taking in, it's like she can't digest something, or it's something to do with that. Okay. Remember, I have my guide. I am not a doctor. Remember that. But I do have a doctor who is a guide that died about a month and a half ago, and he has been giving me lots and lots of information. So I do owe him. His name is Jim. So it's somebody I loved very much. I was very close with him. So he was my doctor. So go ahead. Hi, guys.
All right. Surabi Kumari. When will my brother Surav get a government job?
Oh, it's going to be a while. Keep trying. Don't give up. You're going to have to reapply. It's going to be over a couple of years, I believe. I mean, it's going to be a while. Okay. Just keep applying, though. I feel like he will eventually. Okay. Hi, guys. Thank you for following. I want BIGF, friend. Okay. I don't understand Sinchel. I don't understand that question. Okay. Somebody just asked again, what are ley lines? Ley lines are the places you're supposed to be and the places you're not supposed to be on the planet. It has to do with astrology. Okay. So go into astro.com. I'm trying to get this on my website.
Yeah.
Mine and John.
Astrology gumbo.
I know. It's all astrology gumbo. And if you put it in, it'll tell you, and you'll see your Mercury line, your Venus line, and it'll give you the point where you were born. Even it'll tell you where you shouldn't be. Now it updates every couple of years because things change. Mm-hmm. And right now my basic ley lines are like, I am living exactly where I'm supposed to be living, because a lot of times you should see how you read them is they'll be maybe your Mercury, maybe your Venus, usually your midheaven, and or your sun and your moon. If you have a sun and moon line and you're living right in the middle, you are a perfect location, and that's exactly where I'm at. I'm supposed to be here. I always complain about coming back home. I've been all over the place, and I came back home. Basically, I'm within 7 miles of where I grew up. And yeah. And I said, I don't want to be here, but I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
There you go.
And when you will know when you're not in the right spot, because things will go wrong. Things will not feel right. You will feel maybe you need a move. If something, and especially Divergent Heart, who must not be on here right now, is in the process of moving, and his ley line, he's so close to a Mercury line and he had problem after problem since he's been there. And I was like, well, you're supposed to move. So, and then what you can do is look at your ley lines and see where you can move to, which is a good place. And I'm serious, this stuff works. Okay. Crazy. So, all right, it's crazy, but it does work. I was I've always been a big skeptic of astrology until about 3 or 4 years ago. And I think, this is my opinion, that I think God gives it to us to help us. I
Sure.
hear so many people that go, astrology is evil, if they're, evangelical Christians. And I'm like, but don't you think that God could have given it to us? He talks about things being given to him. How do you think the wise men got to see baby Jesus if they weren't astrologers? Right? So anyway, all right. So I just explained that. Okay.
Carlene S. says, good morning. Will I change my career soon?
Look at your go to astrology.gumbo.com. Look up find out your Scorpio. That will help you. But I do feel like yes. Now the way I read is I'm feeling a certain way, and then we usually use astrology to confirm it. That's how I'm doing it, and it seems like it works really well. All right. So astrologygumbo.com. Yep, you can find out your birth chart, your birth sign, your birth location, your time, your time of birth, your where you're born, and the date, and make sure you have your time. If you don't have your time, take a good educated guess. Because I'll tell you, I wasn't off of an hour. I always thought I was born at like 9 o'clock in the morning. No, I was born at 7:48, which I am at my best at 8 a.m. I am at my best. And there is truth to that. They have proven that your circadian rhythm is set by when you were born. Anyway, it changed my midheaven from a Scorpio, which I thought, Scorpio, really? No, it's Libra. And I am such a Libra midheaven. It's not even, I don't like bosses. I like to do my own thing. Don't tell me what to do unless you just let me do what I do. Unless I need help, I'll ask.
Right. That's right.
And I also am very good with a job that's very chaotic. And if I taught art to 750 kids a week for 31 years, thinking that's not chaotic, yeah, okay. And I kept it together and managed it well. So that's a Libra midheaven, guys. So anyway, all right. So let's take a couple of questions. All right. Where online? Astrologygumbo.com. And if you want to look at your ley lines, look at astro.com. Astro.com. That's it. And it'll say charts. So, okay.
Here's a good one for you. Our good friend Dawn Jennings has lost her P.O. box keys. Where are they?
They're gone. Dawn Jennings. She's a good friend. She was who I visited out in New York. So, Dawn, you lost them. I feel you dropped them somewhere. You're not going to find them. Sorry. Can you get new ones? Not good. Sorry. I really feel like you did. Like you won't find them. I wanted to say at first at the bottom of your purse, but now I'm feeling like they were dropped. Okay. All right. So, hi, guys. I'm going to be asking questions off here. Hi, guys. Thank you for sending stuff. Am I currently pregnant? If yes, can you tell them more about it? This next baby's alive, dear, and it's a girl. I feel like, was the first one a boy? There's a boy, then a girl. I hear a baby cry. Something about August of next year. So figure that out. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. You'll be pregnant probably in December. There's something about August. It's very insignificant. I think it's going to be born in August. Like the first week of August. I don't know where I get that, but that's what I get. So if you're not pregnant now, so it is August. Maybe that's what I'm picking up. Because it is August now. So all they know is something about August. So maybe you are pregnant. All they know is that it's August. So either the baby's going to be born in August and you will get pregnant by December, or you are pregnant now, but it's August. And it's so significant. It's a girl. A girl, then a boy, I think. But if you the first one born was a boy, then it's a girl. And there'll be 3. I think you had 1 stillbirth, you're going to have 2 live. Okay. And yes, it will be alive. I feel like you might be on bed rest the last couple weeks, 3 weeks. I want to say you're going to swell. Like you're going to be like miserable because it's a big baby. Okay. All right. And trust me, I just talked to somebody. I just predicted their birth and the sex and everything. I even said it would be early. So my track record's pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. Okay. Go ahead, Kent. What you got?
Okay. Anna Vaughn, our good friend, says, how soon will I be having surgery on my feet?
I'm so sorry, Anna. I know you well. They're going to be talking to you late September, early October, and I don't know if they're going to be they're going to have an appointment and then schedule it, but something significant then. Okay? And
All
you
right.
will be having it fairly soon. Okay?
Our good friend Terry T says, Miss Lana, do you see me passing my upcoming boards, especially the practical test on the 1st of October? How's the energy looking?
I think you're going to pass. Is there a written exam to that? I keep picking up some of the people have written. Do you have a written part of it? I think you're going to do really well in anything written. Like I feel like there's something written. It's not just like multiple choice or something, right? You'll do fine. All right. Um, uh, Debbie, is that Deb? Oh, I just lost us. Sorry, you guys. Deb, will you have back pain forever? You have a pinched nerve, I believe. This is my Jim's specialty. He says something to do with your hip. There's a hip misalignment. There's a hip forward. There's something wrong, and it's pinching, not the back itself. It's the hip or in the ball joint.
There we go.
He's telling you that if you got some help and some relief, he says core exercises will get rid of it. I'm a big proponent on it. Core exercises are, where you get on all four knees and you know what I mean? You hold one arm up and then you lift your other leg. And if you can't do that, work on doing it, because I tell you it works. Because I've been doing lots of core, and when I horseback ride, my core is just re-strengthened. A lot of people think that you have to be in good shape. No, I get in good shape from riding. My hips feel better after I ride. So matter of fact, I got to go out. I might go out this weekend. My horse is standing there being like, how I came home and he's just standing there looking at me like, are we doing anything? I'm bored.
Hello. Welcome back. Do something. And Iva, our good friend, says, Lana, how soon do you see a romantic relationship for me, please? Is this someone around me? Thank you.
Is this, it's going to be a while. It's August. I want to say towards the end of the year, first part of the year. I want to say this person you might know them because they drag their feet a lot. And I think it's just fear. So just remember that. Okay. All right. Can we speed the up process for my husband and I get my house? Do we have a block? We have had bad luck. Okay. So Helmer, can you speed this up? No, it's all in timing, but it's right on schedule. And be patient. I feel like it's coming in the spring. The right, I know this is crazy. I want to say the right house where you're supposed to be isn't open yet, but it's coming. And I want to say it's around March. Be patient. Enjoy the process and just, they're telling me to pay off some bills or something about credit. Like, I want to say there's a couple of things that need to be paid off that'll improve your chances. And it's all timing. That's what they're telling me to tell you. Okay. So just be patient. Okay. All right.
Frankie asks, will I be in a relationship soon or next year?
For you, it's more soon, before the end of the year. I would say November.
All right.
And I don't know if you're online or not, but I know you're you are, you guys are communicating through the computer somehow. So just letting you know.
Right during the holidays. Good job.
Here's an interesting question. I always get some interesting questions. Noelle, will I get better friends that treat me right? Boy, honey, the ones that are not right for you, get rid of them, and that is okay. Because putting out positive energy will get them to come to you. Now, this is an interesting thing. That was one of my readings when I was in Salem, that I have to work really hard to not let people take advantage of me. I have a kind heart, and I am a Pisces moon, and a Pisces moon's just watery, emotional. I want to help everybody, and they take advantage of me. And I've just cut 3 people out of my life again. They are no longer invited. Now, I had a friend, she's been on the podcast even, and she only calls me when she wants something, and she's learned everything, her craft, from me. and now kind of ghosts me. You know what? I'm done. And so you're not coming to me you could have potentially been a big deal for your career. And you're not coming with me to Greenville. Sorry. And that's the way it is. I've had to learn to be a little, see, I feel like I'm being harsh, but I'm really not, because they're using me.
That's
And
tough.
yeah. So don't worry about it. Now, honestly, you can attract the right people to your life, because I am. Just keep putting out good vibes, and ask your guides to help you.
There you go.
Attract the right people to my life. Pray to God. I need the right people in my life, please. Make a wish board. Those work, by the way. Make and put on there good, dependable, solid friendship. And you'll get it.
I am.
I'm doing that, and it's working for me. Okay.
That's it.
So, all right.
Lady Jazzy V says, will I get an offer from this company?
Yes. Might not be what you want. Not too bad, though. You might take it, though.
Fair enough. Cindy Plevul, I think is how I'll say that. Sorry, Cindy, if I butcher it. Do you see me buying a house soon?
Again, it's early spring. I'm telling you, this is what I see, and I'm a prediction. Here I go again. That the government's going to offer to try to help more homeowners, instead of having all these bought up by these big conglomeration, these crooked, hedge funds and stuff, where they're buying houses and running them at god awful prices. The government's going to offer help to first-time home buyers big time. There's some kind of program, and I know they offer something now, but they're going to revamp it. They're doing something. It's going to be very, very positive. Cool. But what do you know? Do something for us? What do you know? They're supposed to be working for us. Yeah, right. Don't get me started, right? Anyway, yeah. Couple more questions. Well, you know that I predicted now. I just made a video on TikTok about Mandela Barnes out of Wisconsin, and I said he's going places. And he is now leading the Senate race against Ron Johnson. This is destiny. He's going to run for president.
Oh, watch out.
I'll be watching this guy. This guy's fantastic. I have learned. Somebody just put on TikTok and gave me a mustache and a sombrero. Anyway, be watching Mandela Barnes.
There we go.
Seriously, watch him. He's up and coming. I've met him personally. He's a nice guy. His mother was a teacher. His dad worked third shift. I mean, how much more basic people? And I also want to say he's purple. He's purple. You guys know what I mean by that. He's a moderate progressive. Feel like isn't that an oxymoron? Not at all, because I'm a moderate progressive. So okay, all right. So 2 more questions. Okay.
All right. PT Chris says, Chris from work is giving me some vibes that he is attracted to me. Will he approach me?
Very, very cautiously. Is he in a relationship? I feel like there's somebody, he's attached to somebody though. But could even be maybe somebody from his ex or something, but that he's not really over. Be careful of that. Okay, just be careful of that. All right. One more question, because it's right about that time.
Right,
I'll take one of yours. I'll take one of yours.
All right.
Okay. Will tests restart communication soon? Ian, I don't want to say soon. I don't know for sure if even at all. If it is very put off, like very cold and casual, if there is. Okay. Sorry to tell you that. Okay. One more question.
All right, let's go with Anissa. Anissa says, I was fired from a job I loved on Thursday. I feel like I can't win. Any positive career money news for me, Lana? Thank you.
You got unemployment, right? Because it feels like you're going to get something. There's some money coming. I want to say this is, I know I get this because I've been through the career thing. You needed a downtime. Take this downtime. Figure out exactly what you want, set your intentions, and go. Remember the I am principle that I've taught. I is intent is everything. So I intend to get a new job. A is your alignment. What do you need to do to get that job? And then manifest it. Take these next, I want to say 6 months off, 4 to 6 months. go on unemployment. I feel like you'll be okay if you're very careful. Enjoy it. Come back with a new idea or plan. I feel like you're going to transform yourself. This was supposed to have happened.
Love it.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Blessings to everybody. That's about time. If you want to hit me up on buy me a coffee. 2 cups of coffee. It's $10. I'll answer your questions, and I will try to get to them today. Usually they're one day behind because I'll end up with 25 questions. So I also visit astrologygumbo.com. You can find all kinds of stuff, even your daily tarot readings. I know I give them. And this week's tarot readings, because I always tape them a week in advance, are very interesting because they repeat. And so there's something significant when they start repeating like that. It means like there's something that didn't get taken care of the day before and the day before, and it's all connected. So pay attention to that. Okay.
Blessing. That's good for us, everybody. Thanks for getting caught in the net. Remember to be good, but more importantly, be good to one another. We'll see you next time.